Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I clean the cage. I've already put the bird into another room where I know that he's going to be reasonably safe. If I had someone to help me with this, I'd usually just get them to hold him, or I'd hold him while they clean the cage, but today that's not really an option. So basically, to prepare, I've laid out a lot of newspaper so that I don't make a mess, and I've got some rubber gloves which I'm putting on. I've got some spare newspaper that I saved when I was going on the trains and didn't really want to read it. I've got a plastic bag to put the rubbish in, and I've got a damp bit of tissue that I can wipe the cage down with. You'll notice I actually put a lot of clothes pegs on this cage, and that's because parrots can be really clever, and they can work out how to get out of a cage even if you've properly shut it. Yoshi's a true little Houdini that way. Before you actually clean anything, you'll want to take out like the water dishes, just to make things easier for you. You don't want to try to clean it all together. Some people do that. Some people don't actually take the cage apart at all. So they don't even take the bird out of it, and they just hose the whole thing down, even though the bird probably doesn't like it. I don't know, some birds really love water, and but I don't know, it seems a bit funny to me to do it that way. You are going to want to clean all the other things in the cage though. Like if you have a close look, Horatio has actually pooped all over his cuttlefish bone, so I'm going to have to wash that separately later. I'm taking all the bits of dirty food out of there. Okay, so at the bottom of the cage you'll probably find something like this, and he's pooped all over this, so I'm going to have to put this to one side for now. And in the bottom we're going to pick up the old newspaper and just roll it up carefully so that you don't get the seeds and things everywhere. I'm going to carefully put it in the bag. I can't help but think that because the bird's pooped all over it though, and it's got all that food scraps on it, that it must be like it'd probably make some pretty good fertilizer for the garden. Okay, I'm tilting it carefully to get all the seed scraps into one corner if I can, if you can see that. And I'm just going to carefully tip it into the plastic bag. Yeah, just try not to make mess if you can avoid it. And this is the next important part. I'm going to get the damp tissue and just wipe down the area. This is something that makes Horatio different to Yoshi. Horatio is a lot more happy to just chew things up and spit them out. Yoshi's less inclined to do that. She'll only do that if it's a food she really loves, but she's run out of stomach space for it. But Horatio will just do that randomly. And so they create a slightly different mess in their cages. But that's okay, because we can clean it all up. Okay. That's looking a bit better. And I'll hold this up and do the same with this. And just get as much of the dirt off as I can. Ordinarily, I would actually cover this part with newspaper as well, but for some reason the people in my family who changed the cage last didn't want to do that. I don't know why exactly. But I think it just makes life a lot harder than it has to be. But yeah, we're getting a lot of dirt off here, and that's helpful. So we'll get the newspaper. And we want to get one sheet out and put it, well, maybe two sheets actually. like the very bottom. And then I like to get the grating and put it on top of that. And then I like to get another 1 piece or 2 pieces. That's not going very well. And put it on top of that. And that will prevent the parrot from making too much of a mess in there. Get this. And this is another thing we should wipe down. This is partly why some people just close it down with the bird still in there, because you are expected to clean the whole thing, just to make sure that nothing bacterial gets much of a chance to grow in there. I recommend that when you do this, you use a damp cloth, not just damp, but a bit warm or hot even, just to make sure you can get more germs off of it. I'm not going to do this too thoroughly, just for the sake of making the video not too crazy. And I clean it, and his cage gets changed and cleaned pretty regularly anyway. Yeah, get all these ugly bits off. And so this should snap back on with some difficulty because I've put so much newspaper in there. But I've done this before, so I know what to do. You lean it in and push. Now that side's in. And this side is looking like it needs a little help. So push that open and push here, and that's pretty much done. Okay, so here is the cage fully assembled, and I've cleaned everything properly and put it back in. One of the things I did was I cleaned the poo off of all of his food and toys, and then I rinsed them in hot water, and that just makes sure you get less bacteria. It was a bit of a scuffle, but I've managed to get him back into his cage. I think I'll make another video about what to do if your bird gets loose in your house. There is no easy way to handle that really, but you know, there are ways of doing it. Yeah, I hope that this video is helpful to people wanting to clean their bird's cage. And as I said before, try to do it at least once a week, maybe more. Judge it by the smell of the cage. If it's smelling bad, it's time for a clean, basically, even if it has been less than a week. I hope you and your bird have a good future together, and I hope to see you watching my next video.